we could talk about Ryan Zinke in just a moment or whenever you want.
Yeah.
To me, this race, for Montana's congressional district, comes down to a Washingtonian or a Montanan. You can vote for a Washington swamp creature, someone from Montana. And one of the things that I look for in a representative or an elected official of any kind is how accessible they are to me. I want to know that they're accessible. But one thing that I appreciate about Olszewski, who's running for that second congressional seat, is like Kristen Duras or like Austin Knudsen or like Christy Jacobson or like Elsie Arntzen or Troy Downing. I appreciate people who return emails and answer phone calls to their constituents.
Sure.
I appreciate that. So I thought to myself, and this is what I mentioned to you earlier, let's see if we can get Al on the phone. I hope that we don't get a busy signal or he doesn't answer.
You can try. I think I know I have his personal line.
I've got his number too. Do you want to call or you want me to call?
Yeah, you can go and give him a call. Give him a ring. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'll probably equally answer both of our phone calls. But yeah, Al's been on the broadcast numerous times
right.
here. He's from the Flathead. Really, really like Al an awful lot.
And I guess the reason is just to demonstrate that this man is accessible to the Montanan people.
Usually is. When I call him, he usually gets the phone or he's texts me and says he can't talk to me.
So I'll put him on speakerphone and put him up to the mic.
Now, he's the hardest working man in politics.
Oh, man. He's a beast.
Hello.
Hey, Dr. Al, this is Jordan Hall. How are you?
Jordan, I'm doing fine. Just on the phone with Representative Bartell.
Yeah.
Oh,
we can hear you good. Yeah, we can hear him good. Hey, Al.
Well,
what's up?
Hey, Al, I'm here with Jim. This seems like a weird phone call because we're calling you out of the blue here, but we were trying to demonstrate how much we appreciate elected officials or the candidates for office who actually answer the phone calls and the emails of their constituents. And I told Jim, I said, I bet we could call Al and he'd actually answer the phone and talk to us. And there you are on the phone talking to us now. How's your day going, Al?
You know, the day's going well. We're between family and working on this campaign for the open Western congressional seat. I'm calling and working to get and gain people's support for this race. So that's what my day is for today.
Okay, now you're talking to Jordan Hall. I presume, I'm just going to go out on a limb, that you haven't heard everything I've ever said in my entire life, and neither do you endorse everything that I've ever said in my entire life. Is that a fair assessment?
I would say that that's fair, Jordan. We've crossed paths a number of times, and I would agree that how can you be 100% in agreement with everybody?
Right, and I've seen
America,
I've seen your voting record, and I don't agree with 100% of your voting record. Just to throw that out there.
Yeah, and that's fair. I think that we should find common ground and work forward just like you would in a family. And there's going to be things that we just will take different tacks, but hopefully it's for a common goal.
But communication is always good, wouldn't you say? Whether you agree with somebody or not, communication is always good.
Yeah, I do. As a physician, you have to, whether it's good news or bad news, you need to address it. You need to do it promptly, and just make sure that people know where you stand and what you will do to work with them or for them. So that's what I've done for my patients and with the hospitals, and I do it as a state legislator.
So having you on speakerphone on a radio program is not quality radio, but we're just trying to make a point that we do find you to be more accessible than your opponent. So if you could, in just a short period of time, the last question I have for you is, what's your philosophy of communicating with your constituents, and how open and how readily available do you plan to personally be to the people who vote to put you into office when you win in 2022?
Well, again, I think it's got to be an open door policy, and we need to be very transparent about what we do and how we communicate. It sometimes it takes a while. Like when we're in state legislature, there was a time I was 6,000 emails behind. It took me 8 months after the legislature the legislative session to actually get back to each one of those people who sent me an email. But we do it. And so we will do our best, and we will have basically I'll have some people helping. I'll have to have a staff that will help me with my ability to communicate with Montana and for Montana to communicate with me.
Well, thank you for being willing to communicate with Montanans, Al. And we, if nothing else, even if you were a Democrat running for office, we would say thank you for communicating with us, because we think that makes the world a better place when we can communicate and not cancel one another. So thank you, Dr. Al, for your time.
Well, you're welcome. And with that, I 100% agree with you on that topic. All right, Jordan.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Doc.
And Jim, if you're there, thank you.
You're welcome.
Talk to you later.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
There goes Doc. There goes Dr. Al. Yeah, I mean, he's a man of the people. He's a real dude. He's a real guy. I like him an awful lot. He's been this.
You have Zinke's number?
You know what? I used to have his number. Isn't that funny? I don't think I have it anymore. I think I lost it when I switched phones over.
I definitely don't have it.
I spoke to him on the phone though before, for sure. But it was a while ago. I don't think I do, JD. I don't think I have his. But
hey,
we don't
just for kicks and giggles, Jim. Why don't you send Zinke's campaign an email and ask him to come on to the Montana Daily Gazette or Montana Gazette Radio or any other question, and then let's time it and see how long it takes to get a response from the Zinke campaign.
Yeah, we can do that.
Can you do that?
You mean on the fly right now? I'd have to.
No, not right now.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sure, absolutely. I'll be able to do a quick screenshot video with a timestamp.
It's not going to be before the program's over.
No, that's for sure. Well, speaking of Zinke, that's a nice segue into the next topic that we want to talk about here. Is this just came across my desk, and I'm going to give a shout out, a hat tip to Mr. Zinneker, who sent this over to us. But let's take a look at this document right here. This is from last month. And something, as I stated in an article that's going to be probably printed here probably 10 minutes after posted 10 minutes after the show's over. I'm shocked. I have to say,
Hold
JD,
on.
I'm shocked that he would even post this.
I'm noticing I'm noticing a similarity between all these names.
Yes, you are. I bet you are.
And that is, they all have F or D grades on Legistats.
They actually, you are very perceptive, because that is the next website we're going to be going to. And if you compare, you really don't have to go. Don't look for the names. If you go to Legistats, don't look for the names up here in the top. You're not going to find them. Just go scroll down right to the bottom. And that's where most all of them are in this section here, brother.
I see Rob Cook's name on that list?
His Rob Cook's name is on that list. Correct. He's no longer a legislator, but he was a previous legislator.
He ran against Randy Pinocci, put up against Randy by Lou Jones.
Now, the thing that confuses me is Terry Gauthier gets a B rating, and that's the highest rating. And it's like he's hanging out with the wrong crowd or something. I don't know Terry Gauthier, but he's got...
But when almost everyone that you are advertising is in the Democrat wing of the Republican Party...
Yeah.
Wake up, Montana.
Yeah, I mean, folks.
Wake up, Montana.
I mean,